81 teams heading to 6 regions around the country. 2 regionals in the Southeast, 2 more in California, the final 2 in Texas and Indiana. 13 or 14 teams in each region, with 5 from each region advancing to the NCAA championships at the end of May. And the teams competing with Auburn, which is the overall #1 seed in the tournament. LSU is hosting at their facility, the home of the men's and women's golf program, the University Club. Virginia is the 2 seed, led by its star player Ben James. Texas Tech is the 3 seed. Callum Scott leads that team after the graduation of Ludwig Oberg. You may have heard of him. Oregon, one of the few teams not from the Southeast that's making the trip to Baton Rouge, and the host team, as mentioned, LSU, will be the 7th seed. Now at the 81 teams making up the field for the men's NCAA championships. First to the University Club in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, home of the LSU men's and women's golf programs. Golf course designed by LSU alum David Toms takes advantage of the wetlands. Water in play throughout the 18 holes. So the #1 seed in Baton Rouge is the overall #1 seed, the Auburn Tigers. The Tigers just rolling through the Southeastern Conference on their way to the conference championship. Freshman Jackson Coyban also won the individual SEC title. Auburn has won its last 5 events and have won 8 tournaments at the moment. For now, we're going to continue on to the second region of the day, and we head to the state of Indiana, the Burke Boilermaker Golf Complex in West Lafayette, home to the Purdue golf programs. Previously hosted both the men's and women's NCAA championships. Championship Hampton-Kosler course designed by Pete Dye. So the teams coming to West Lafayette with Vanderbilt as the top seed. The Arizona Wildcats are the 2. The defending national champions from Florida are the 3, despite losing 3 of their best players from a year ago. New Mexico, the 4 seed. They're an at-large out of the Mountain West. The team that won the Mountain West is San Diego State, and they are also going to Indiana as the 6th. And one of the last teams in the field was Colorado State, and they are the 11th seed here. So the top seed here is Vandy. The Commodores, one of the preseason favorites to make a run at a national title. They lost to Auburn in the SEC Finals on Sunday. Still, though, a team led by veterans Cole Sherwood, William Mole, and 2022 individual national champion Gordon Sargent. We are back on the selection show, third region of the day, the Chapel Hill region, where the North Carolina Tar Heels play host at their home course, the Findlay Golf Club, which just underwent a major renovation, one of the state's great public golf courses. The twilight weekend rate right now is $75. And the teams that are heading to Chapel Hill, Alabama is the 2 seed. The Crimson Tide lost their star player, Nick Dunlap, after he won the American Express back in January and turned pro. Georgia Tech is the 3 seed, led by the 6'8" South African Christo Lamprecht. And the Howard Bison, now playing in the Northeast Conference, have turned into an HBCU powerhouse. They are the 13 seed. The Tar Heels are the top seed in the region. North Carolina won the ACC championship last week. A veteran lineup, including the Ford twins, David and Max, a similar team to the one that lost in the national semifinals a year ago. Make up the region in Chapel Hill. East Tennessee State, one of the best mid-major programs in the country. We'll talk more about them a little bit later in the program. Northwestern, a winner in the Big Ten Conference, and Michigan State, another one of the bubble teams, also from the Big Ten, that did find its way into the field. Rolling along on our men's NCAA selection show, we head to the Austin region, held at the University of Texas Golf Club, built in the Texas Hill Country. They can stretch that golf course to over 7,400 yards, and recently the club opened a short par 3 course named after alum Jordan Spieth. The top seed in this region, the Tennessee Volunteers. They lost their top player, the Rat, Caleb Surratt, in the middle of the season, and he accepted an invite to play for Live Golf. But Tennessee has kept on winning without him, proving they do have the depth to compete with just about any team in this field. The teams that are joining Tennessee at the Austin Regional, the 2 seed is Arkansas. from the SEC, as is Georgia, the 4 seed, a program that just pours players onto the PGA Tour. Bubba Watson, Harris English, Brian Harmon, Kevin Kisner, among others. The host team, the Texas Longhorns, they are the 3 seed. Stanford, the Stanford golf course, located in the foothills, previously hosted several events, including U.S. Open qualifying, Pac-12 championships, women's NCAA championships as well. The top seed in Stanford is Florida State, making a cross-country flight for regionals. The Seminoles, led by 9th-ranked amateur Luke Clanton, and they return most of the team lost to rival Florida in last year's national semifinals. The teams joining the Seminoles in Northern California, Ole Miss out of the SEC, that is the 2 seed. The Rebels had some health issues during the SEC championships, and not getting deep in that tournament may have cost them a 1 seed. Illinois is the 3, Texas A&M checks in at 4, and Stanford is the host and the 5. The final region of the day, hosted at the Farms Golf Club in Rancho Santa Fe, California, a private course outside of San Diego that counts Phil Mickelson as a member. Tom Lehman, part of the group that led a recent renovation. And the top seed will be the Arizona State Sun Devils, who cruised to a Pac-12 championship last Sunday. Talented and deep. Wenyi Ding is the 6th-ranked amateur in the world. Preston Summerhays is 7th. The Sun Devils have made the match play part of the NCAA championships in 3 consecutive years. So here are the final teams in the field. Washington is a 2 seed. Cal Berkeley, the 4 seed. Oklahoma and Oklahoma State both going to Rancho Santa Fe. University of South Florida from Tampa is the 8 seed. Cowboys, Oklahoma State, a 5, a bit unusual for them to be that low. And San Diego, out of the West Coast Conference, the team that beat Pepperdine in the final, that is the host team. In addition to the 13 or 14 teams per region, there are either 5 or 10 individual players from teams that didn't qualify for the tournament in each region. So taking a look at the Austin, Texas region, Gustav Fremont from Denmark. Luke Gashevsky is the son of Scott Gashevsky, a 3-time winner on the Korn Ferry Tour and a former PGA Tour player himself. Baton Rouge, notables, Alex Goff, a grad student at Kentucky. Max Sturza, also a grad student at FAU, where his head coach, Adrian Mork, is a former European Tour player from France. He was the first guy ever to shoot 59 on the European Tour. Individual players out of the Chapel Hill region. Tobias Jonsson is the top seed here, player from Sweden. He won the Augusta Haskins Award Invitational this year. That earned him a start in this summer's 3M Open on the PGA Tour. High Point's Fred Roberts took medalist honors at the Big South Conference Tournament. Individual players at the Rancho Santa Fe region. There are 3 players from Pepperdine. I mentioned earlier in the show, the Waves were beaten in the West Coast Conference Final by the University of San Diego and did not get an at-large bid as a team, but 3 of their players will compete for an individual title. And by the way, Tegan Andrews, notable here, Cal State Fullerton, champion of the Big West Conference. 5 individuals get to go play at the Stanford Regional. And the top seed here is Enrique Di Mayuga, who played 2 years at FAU, 2 years at Arkansas, and is now doing a 5th year at Nevada. Jacob Mellon of the University of San Francisco is the son of 2 professional Swedish golfers. And the final 10 competing in West Lafayette, Caleb Van Aragon of Valpo became the program's first NCAA regional qualifier last year. He is back for a 2nd straight year. A conference champion also on this list, Luke Fuller of Western Kentucky, who won the Conference USA title. Just a year ago, Ludwig Oberg was a senior at Texas Tech. Now he's in the top 10 in the world, a member of Team Europe at the Ryder Cup, and just finished 2nd at his first Masters. Before he accomplished all that, he was the Haskins Award winner for the Red Raiders. So we take a look at names to watch on the Haskins Award watch list presented by Stiefel. 2 members of the Vanderbilt squad, Gordon Sargent, the 2022 individual national champion. Jackson Coyven just helped Auburn to an SEC championship last weekend. Christo Lamprecht drew the attention of the golf world last year. He was tied for the lead at the Open Championship after the first round, eventually became the low amateur.